Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and I'm coming to you from the backyard of the place I'm staying during the pandemic because, depending on your circumstances, you might not have done the outdoors for quite some time. Also, it's beautiful outside, and I don't know how long this is going to last, so I figured I might as well go outside while I can. Strangely enough, this was already a video topic I had before everything in the world changed, and this was a video I was going to have while I was in Europe and talking about how libraries, if you have a hold on books, they usually also have a system where you can suspend your holds. So if you're going on vacation and you have a hold on a book and you don't want it to come in while you're not there, you can suspend it. That is a really good thing for if you're going on vacation, or if you just know you're going to be out of town for a certain amount of time, or if you just don't want 5 books to come in all at the same time, because obviously that happens so much. I also use the hold system in a very interesting way, which is anything I want to read from the library, I put on hold, and then I suspend it, and I wait until I get to the top of the line, and then exactly when I want that book is when I will unsuspend it and let it come into me. Obviously times have changed a little bit recently. If your library is anything like mine, it is closed right now. But I just wanted to go over some books that are on my radar, books that I have suspended from the library that I hope to read once the library reopens. Let me just log into the website on my phone here. Hopefully it still works. Yes, good. My library is also a little bit intense in that you can take out 60 items at a time, and you can also have 60 items, physical items, on hold at a time. At current, I have 56 because I picked up a few before the library closed. I also have a few titles on here that the library doesn't have yet and that aren't even out yet in some cases, because as soon as I hear about a book that's coming out, I will put it on my holds list because the library has it in the catalog because it's on order, but it's not in the library yet. And I just saw one of the books that I need to cancel because I bought it on ebook already because it was on sale. So let's do that before I go through this list. These are in no particular order, and I'm not going to give you a full synopsis on all of them because we're going to go through 55 books that I currently have on suspended hold from my library. I love that you can see my bus pass in here, which is obviously incredibly useless right now. First, we have a book that's not out yet. It is called Dragman by Stephen Appleby. I believe this is a graphic novel, and it's about this guy's story through drag. I'm interested, obviously. Next, we have To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. I love the Wayfarer series. I want to read anything Becky Chambers publishes. I also have You Are an Artist, Assignments to Spark Creation by Sarah Uris Green. This is a book that's coming out in April. It might actually be out by the time this video goes out. And it's to do with The Art Assignment, which is a channel I will actually link down below that I really enjoy. Their very first assignment was about finding somebody somewhere in the world, finding the exact middle between you two, and meeting up there at a certain time. And I actually did that with a friend of mine that lives in the same city, which led to us having a back and forth creative project for over a year. Funnily enough, right under that, I have A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green, who is the brother-in-law to Sarah Green. This is the follow-up to an absolutely remarkable thing, and I need to read it as soon as physically possible. I also have The Keeper by Jessica Moore, Heavy Vinyl Volume 2, Y2KO. If you can hear those weird tarp sounds in the background, there's a tarp situation going up above you. Just ignore it. Oh no! Coffee down. I was like, no, it's gonna hit him. Hi. You're real cute. Next I have the Fifth Avenue Story Society. This just seems like a bookish book, so that's why it's here. I also have Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston, which is the third in a Once Upon a Con series. Next I have A Girl Sleuth, Nancy Drew and the Women Who Created Her. This is a book about the creation of Nancy Drew. It was not written by one woman, it was written by many women. I'm interested to read this book before I go back and read the actual Nancy Drew books because I assume that there's going to be problematic content in them because they're older, and I just want to get back to something I love even though it's going to be problematic. On the bibliophilic train, we have The Man Who Loved Books Too Much, The True Story of a Thief, a Detective, and a World of Literary Obsession. In rapid fire, we also have The Air You Breathe, The Saturday Night Ghost Club, Out of the Blue, Strange Grace, The Killing Eve DVD, because I haven't seen that show yet, and I would really like to, The Vanishing Stair, which at this point I should probably just read the first book in that series, Truly Devious, because I haven't read it since whenever it came out, I want to say 2017. We also have The Weight of the Stars, The Last Words Bookshop, Unspoken, which I mostly want to read because Sarah Rees Brennan. How have I not read more Sarah Rees Brennan? There's also A Fire of Stars, there's Want by Cindy Poon, there's Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, the definitive how-to guide. I don't even listen to that podcast, but I still want to read the book. Rude. The one problem with filming outside is sometimes there's other people outside. The birds are fine though, they're cute. We Have Always Been Here, a queer Muslim memoir, The Strings of Murder, Witchmark, The Cabin at the End of the World, Gender Outlaws, The Next Generation, Sea Witch. I went through quite a period recently where I just wanted to read all of the Siren and all of the mermaid books, and this was probably put on hold during that time. Ooh, some true crime. We have The Spider and the Fly, a reporter, a serial killer, and the meaning of murder. We also have It's Not All About the Burqa, Muslim Women on Faith, Feminism, Sexuality, and Race. I swear Cantoris has been on this list since forever because of Adriana. I also have Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston, which at this point, again, I should probably go back and reread the first in this series because I remember loving the characters, but do I remember the plot? I do not. I also have something called The Call, which from this tiny little thumbnail of a book cover is probably a horror, but who knows. There's also His Hideous Heart, 13 of Edgar Allan Poe's most unsettling tales reimagined, so this is exactly what it says on the tin. People have redone his tales in different ways. I wanted to read this back in October, didn't get around to it. I will probably wait until next October, depending on how situations work out. We also have the Loose Ends list, Out of Orange, a memoir, which is a memoir of the woman who is basically the Alex character from Orange is the New Black, like the real life Alex character from that. As in, she went into watching that show and going, wait, that's me. We also have something called Quiver. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. There's also How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh, Johnny Appleseed, which I know was recommended to me by Brody, Tilly and the Book Wanderers, which is some middle grade bibliophilic loveliness, The Way of All Flesh, The Talented Mr. Ripley, My Favorite Thing is Monsters, which is a graphic novel that has been on this list probably since 2018. Whoops. The Last 8, Savage Appetites, The 4 True Stories of Women, Crime, and Obsession, Dear Evelyn, Palaces for the People, How Social Infrastructure Can Help Fight Inequality, Polarization, and the Decline of Civic Life, a library book about libraries, that is my jam. There's also Break in a Case of Emergency, Kim Reaper, Volume 1, Grim Beginnings, because this just looked adorable. Sorted, Growing Up, Coming Out, and Finding My Place, a transgender memoir. An Embarrassment of Witches, because I love a good collective noun. I know nothing else about this besides an embarrassment is a wonderful collective noun. Bringing Down the Duke, I think that this is on hold because of one of Jean's book clubs, and I think that it's going to be read in the summer, assuming the library reopens by then. I also have Look Both Ways, A Tale Told in 10 Blocks by Jason Reynolds. Disfigured, on fairy tales, disability, and making space, which is totally my jam, and if you're also interested in that whole genre, you should check out Jen Campbell's channel. And then the very last thing on my holds list is actually a museum pass to my local museum, so not a book at all. But I'm only number 23 on the list, and I used to be number 3,000 on the list, so that's good. So how about you? Do you use your library, and if so, did you know how to suspend holds before, and are you going to do it in the future? Let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't want to leave a comment but want to let me know that you were here, just leave an emoji or a smiley face if you're typing on your keyboard. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!